she showed me like, here's why it shows that you're in perimenopause. I'm like, really? Like, I'm really in it? She was like, yes, and here's why. So I discovered SiBelle because a friend of mine was going to be speaking at an event about menopause. And so I went just to support her. And Dr. Carine was one of the panelists there. And they started talking about menopause and perimenopause. And the whole time I'm like, I'm going through all of that. Like that's menopause, or that's perimenopause. Like I had no idea. Like I didn't go to like learn about myself. I went to go support my friend and had a big revelation. And that's how I got in touch with Dr. Carine. So I can remember asking her at that event, like, a lot of the things that you're describing sound like stress. Like, how do I know that I'm not just really stressed? And she was like, you would have to meet with a provider who was willing to sit down and talk to you and like tease out your story by asking you deeper questions about your symptoms. And so I was very attracted to that. I reached out to her pretty quickly, but I knew that I was going to be investing in my health, and I wasn't working at the time. I was still trying to build my business. It still wasn't generating, and I was at this crossroads because I was really jaded and burned out from my career. I'm a nurse. I was really fighting with going back to nursing. I knew that I needed the income. I told Dr. Carine, I have a position that's going to be starting, and once I start, I'm going to reach out to you. And she was like, okay. And I did. And that was in August. And that's when I started working with Dr. Carine. I can remember arriving to SiBelle and I was like, damn, this is beautiful. It smelled really good. It was gorgeous inside. It was very upscale. Aesthetically, it was like a girl's dream, you know, very high end, very classy. I knew I was going to be in good hands when I was there. So I went to the front desk. The woman got me checked in. She took me to this like really beautiful like bathroom area. It looks very much like a spa. And so I was able to like change into a robe and all of these other things to get really comfortable. And then I just had like a very short wait after they offered me refreshments. So it was really beautiful. I was like, she's doing it really big. And I was like really proud of her. So the appointment was great. I let her know what was going on with me, and she resonated with everything that I was sharing. And she just like framed it out for me in a way that I could understand. So she basically explained everything that was going on with me back to me. And then she said, here's what we're gonna do about it. And then she explained like just going down each thing, like what we were gonna do and like why it was happening for me. So it's like, not only did I get the understanding of like what I had been experiencing the whole time, but I got like the solutions presented to me about like what we could do. So I felt like very taken care of, you know, like I knew that like I was actually gonna get help. I knew that I was at a stuck place. I did not have the emotional regulation that I once had. It felt like all of the tricks that I used to use to like accommodate myself or help myself or remember things, it was like my tricks weren't tricking. It's like anything that I had used in the past to help myself, like it felt inaccessible or it felt like it just didn't work anymore. And so I felt very stuck. I was very dysregulated. I experienced that as like, it feels like there's like a tornado, a hurricane, and a thunderstorm happening in my chest and in my mind at the same time. I was not sleeping through the night. I was waking up a lot to pee. So I had all of these issues with my bladder, and I couldn't remember things. Like I had a lot of like brain fog. It was not comfortable. It was not comfortable at all. And so I knew that I needed like help. You know, I just didn't know where to go to get that help. Whenever I was able to talk to Dr. Carine and she was able to walk me through my symptoms, after I explained everything and she was like, here's why you're feeling that, and then she was able to provide the solution for me for what we could do to help me, like that was like, I'm sold. So my sleeping is so much better. I think there are a few reasons for that, but one of the things that she put me on is magnesium. So the magnesium really helped me, and she also started me on progesterone because whenever I had my lab work drawn, she showed me like, here are your levels and here's why it shows that you're in perimenopause. I'm like, really? Like I'm really in it? She was like, yes, and here's why. Whenever she put me on the magnesium and the progesterone, I was really able to like sleep through the night, not wake up to pee in the middle of the night. She's also been super supportive of me going through a very unexpected divorce. It started out as like a separation, like we were just gonna like separate, and then it's just like everything just like blew up after that. And so She's like, you're gonna be going through a really big transition in your life. Like, just make sure you keep taking those supplements that I prescribe to you, because they're gonna help you stay regulated, and you're gonna need that. And she was just like incredible. She was so patient with me. She was like, let's pause your process. She was like, I'm not gonna remove you from the program, but she was like, you're not gonna get the optimal experience from the program right now because you're going through so much transition. She was like, I'm always gonna be here. So she's like, you don't have to worry about it. So she was like, just like take your time, get yourself settled, keep taking the supplements, and like, we're just gonna stay in contact. You know, she was like, but I'm not going anywhere. And I just really appreciated that. First of all, it inspired me as a business owner, you know what I mean? Because it's like, this is more of who I wanna be like as well. Like, where you're authentic in your business and you're actually showing up with like love and compassion, and you're meeting your clients where they're at, and it's not just about money. I felt very validated in my experience. She obviously has like a really strong spiritual background too, and I really resonate with that as well. So just her ability to pause me in a way and like give me my moment to like get on my feet so that I could have the most optimal experience. I mean, that was like the best for me. My sleep was really uncomfortable. Like, I'm not a nice person when I'm sleepy. So it was not good for me. I felt like I wasn't able to show up as like the parent that I wanted to be. Like, I felt like I was like short, you know what I mean? And even like as a wife, I'm going through this divorce now, but like, I just felt like I wasn't able to like really show up in a way that felt good for me. So not having sleep was like a major problem. So being able to sleep through the night was a game changer for me. Also, just like not being able to remember things, or like the brain fog, like that was like super limiting. I'm like, I need to be able to move through the day, think clearly through the day, not only for myself, but as like a parent, as a nurse. Like, I can't be like confused when I'm speaking with my students. So I really just needed all of that like regulated. Like, she explained to me, like, your nervous system is pretty much like on fire right now, and we need to like cool it down. And so that is exactly what she helped me do. You should choose SiBelle because you're gonna be loved back to life. Loving yourself it's something that people talk a lot about, but like, you really don't know how to do that. But when other people love you back to life and you get that experience, like, you learn what to give back. It takes a lot to invest in yourself, like being a mom, being a woman. It almost feels like I've been like groomed to care for others. And then being in the nursing profession, it's like always putting other people first, always externalizing the care experience. But like, when you like turn that and you put the light on you and you focus on yourself, like, you're really able to show up and at your best for all of those different aspects of your life, like not only for you, but for your family, for your career, for your business. So I would say absolutely choose SiBelle because they're gonna love you back to life.